So hello, we are going to build this calculator today. Okay. So what do you think about how we should build this calculator? Okay. First of all, this interface will require three files: HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, obviously for the functionality. So let's head on to our work. So I have this folder created, my calc. So let's close these files. In this my calc, I will first create a file called index.html. Okay. Let's start with the boilerplate. Okay. Now first of all, let's create our outer layout. Okay, what's our outer layout? Simple div tag. Let's give the class name as we are giving class names for styling for letter. Let's give the name as calculator. Okay. Okay, so we have created our outer class. Now let's create a. You can see here this box is the input box. Okay, so first we are going to create an input box. So create input box. Give ID as result. So then later we can change its value. Okay, let's give the type as text to only allow text to be means we can change the value. And first of all, as the user can't type by manually in it, we have to make it disable so that user can only type with the buttons which we will be providing. You can see here we cannot type here. Okay, so we have to make it disable. So we have a property called disable, so the input type is disabled. Now let's now you see this these all buttons. So this is also a part of a div in which we will use the grid property of CSS to style it. So first of all, let's create that div and let's give the class name as buttons. Okay, now in here let's create all the buttons. Button, let's give the property as on click, which we'll use in the JavaScript file. So on click we will call a function called append number. Okay, append number, and we will pass 7, means this person will be for 7 first. Okay, 7. So we will write 7 here. Now all buttons are same. Let's copy this tag. Now after 7, 8 and 9. So first of all, let's check what's our progress till now. Okay, so this is our progress. uh, Now let's change here also 7, 8 and 9. Now after 7, 8 and 9, you saw on the calculator that there was a plus operator. Okay, so we have to write here plus. I am doing nothing, just only replacing the values which we saw on the calculator. So 7, 8, 9, then 4, then 5, then 6, then there was a minus symbol, then 1, then 2, then 3, and after 3 there was a multiplication symbol. Okay, so in the last row of calculator, the last row was 0 slash is equal to, and our clear screen option. Okay, so for this is equal to, we will call a function called calculate, which will be present in our JavaScript code, which will make later. Okay, so just write here for now. So we didn't calculate. Okay, now let's change the values here also. So now till now you will have known that the append number functions add the number to the expression. Okay, first of all let's complete that functions. Append number 1, append number 2, append number 3, append number 0. Okay, now for these operators, these are special. No, these are not numbers. We will need these operators to, we will have to make a different function to add this operator into our express. Okay, So for that we will create a new function and we will give the name as append operator. Okay, append operator, and we will just type here in the string plus. Okay, so now so this plus will be a part of expression, right? So this should be a string. So let's give it a string. Same with other operators, minus, multiplication, and division. Okay, now for this clear skin option, we will call another function. We'll make another function called clear skin. Clear screen. Okay, and it will be a void function. Okay, now let's complete our JavaScript first. At the end of the body, we'll add a script tag with the script src called as script.js. Okay, now let's create that script.js. Now, first of all, let's declare here expression. There is a property, there is a function in the code JavaScript known as eval. When we eval, eval, yes, eval, when we pass something in this eval, means if we pass an expression in this eval, it will complete, means it will calculate the expression. We have to pass the expression in the form of string, so it will calculate the expression and give the answer in a number. So first of all, let's make a variable called expression and initialize with the empty. Now we have to declare all the functions, okay, which we have declared in the index.html. So first of all, we have to change the value of this result also, right? Means based on the buttons which will be typed. So let me show you again. Whatever main calculators. So you can see here when you type it, the numbers which you click on here will be typed on this input box, right? So we will need that. So let's make that. Let's stop that previous and okay. So this is our current. So if you type this, there is nothing happens, right? So here what we'll do, this expression will hold the value, means what is the expression currently, and we will change the this input box value here with the expression which is currently happening. So first of all, let's take the result, take the result element from our give name as result. Okay, equal to document or get element by id result. So you can see here we gave the input the id as result, so that in the script.js this result will hold this whole tag, this whole result element. Okay, so that we can rather change the value of result dot value to this whatever we calculate with the eval. First of all, let's complete those functions. Okay, so the functions were, what was the first function? Append number. Okay, so don't forget to give the name exactly as what you use. Okay, then we will add that number into that expression string. It's simple JavaScript, plus is equal to number. Okay, now then we will change the value of expression. Result dot value is equal to expression, means in that input box the whatever number we will press will be written. So let's check first. So this was the calculator, just press 7. As you can see, it is written. Okay, and it is appending, means what was current was appending. So we have successfully achieved the functionality of typing the numbers. Now how do we achieve this touching the operators? Same thing. We'll just in the script.js we'll just copy this function, just change the name as append operator, take operator as a argument, expression plus operator, and result dot value is equal to expression. Okay, Now let's check. Here you can see we are typing the operators and it has been typing. Okay. Now we have achieved the functionality of numbers and operators. Now we have to add this equal to and C means the clear screen option. Okay. So first of all, let's write our clear screen option. So what is the name of function? Clear screen. Let's copy it from here. It was an empty function. So what will you do? We will just reset the expression. Means expression is equal to blank. What was it before? Means whole complete. The input box will be empty again, and we will just change the value of the expression using this result.value is equal to expression. Okay. Remember this. This result.value is wholly responsible for changing the value which we have to do after typing these numbers. Okay. Now if we press C, the input box is clear, right? Now let's add a calculate function, which is the main function which will be responsible for calculating all the equations which we will be typing. Okay, the function name was calculate. So it will do nothing. It will just store answer is equal to I have told you about the function called eval, right? So let's write eval, and it only takes the expression which we have made till now, and then we'll just store that value in our result.value. Okay, done. Now what if there is some error, right? There are no numbers, there are only operators or so. So this eval will throw error, and our the logic which we are changing the answer, it will be so mess up with the error which this eval will throw. So for that we will just use simple error handling provided by JavaScript. Okay, try and catch both. Try. If there is an error which is thrown by our eval expression, then we will just result.value is equal to invalid expression, or let's say let's give name as error only. Okay, now we have achieved all the four functions which we needed. Now let's check if the functionality still works. Now let's say 9 plus 5 and click on is equal to, it is 14, right? Now let's say C, clear scene. So all the functionalities are working, right? Now let's give it a little bit of styling. First of all, in here let's add a CSS file, link CSS and style.css. So let's create a style.css, style.css. So first of all, to our main container which is calculator, let's give some bit of styling. Okay, let's give the width of let's say 200 pixel, and then margin. Actually this is completely optional, as your calculator is fully functional. You should only do it when your calculator is fully functional to only achieve user friendliness through CSS. Okay, now let's give margin 0 is equal to auto. Okay, this horizontally it will be automatically aligned. Let's give it a padding, means there should be a space between the content which will be including in this box. So let's give it as 10 pixel, and let's give it a border of 1 page solid black. Okay, now for a little bit on style, let's give the border radius of 10 pixel. Now let's see. So you can see this already looks better actually. So now let's give it a little more style to the other elements of our index.html. Okay, so first of all, in our input, so instead of this, let's give it a let's give the styling of input through our id which we have defined. The name of id of result, and give the width of 100% so it can span through all our div 100%. Let's give the margin bottom to separate it from the buttons. As you can see, it is so sticky. You have to make a means a distinct difference between those below buttons and this input box. So the margin bottom of 10 pixel will be good, and a padding of 5 pixel, right? Now, let's see. Okay, so that is it. Now instead of 10, 90, 100%, let's get 80%. Okay, let's say 90. Okay, so this look good. Now to our buttons, as I have said that we'll use grid template. Okay, so the buttons will just make the display as grid. Use a grid template of columns, means there we will generate columns. Okay, grid and template and columns. Okay, then we will use the function repeat 4 and 1 fr. So what does this mean? Repeat 1 fr means 1 fr is of one fraction of this whole div. Okay, one fraction means one box. Okay, so the one box will be copied 4 times, means which will result in generated 4 columns of equal width. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4. These 4 columns are generated due to this property. Okay, grid template columns repeat 4 1 fr. Okay, now as you can see, it actually looks good, but still there are some a very little gap between those buttons. Let's give a gap with the gap property. Gap, let's say 5 pixels. Okay. Yeah, so this calculator actually looks very good. Now let's give some padding to these buttons too. Yes, the top and bottom padding is still too less for the numbers to be clearly means visible. So let's use the button semantic tag and let's give only padding. Let's say 5 pixels. Okay. Okay, so we are given the padding. Let's increase the font size of the button of the values of the numbers. Okay, let's say 16 pixel. Let's see. Okay, I think it's enough. Now let's try to calculate our calculator. 2 multiplied by 3 equal to 6, right? 3, let's clear it. 2 minus 6 equal to minus 4. So as you can see, we have done nothing to calculate this. We have only called our eval function, which is provided by the JavaScript. So you can see how powerful JavaScript is. Now let's 4 minus 6 minus 2. We cleared the same. 4 minus 6 is minus 2. Now let's say 8 multiplied by 6. 8 multiplied by 6 is equal to 48, right? Now let's try a not valid, means which is not the calculation which cannot be calculated. Let's only write some operators. Okay, now let's hit equal to, and it gives error. Why? Because we have used here this result.value is equal to error, try and catch block. Let's say what if we not use this try and catch block. Okay, let's again write operators and equal to hit equal to. It will not happen anything because it's a struct, the eval has written in an error. So for that we have to use this try and catch block. So hope you understood the try and catch block functionality. Now you can also try dividing by 0, which results in infinity as per JavaScript. So you can do anything. So this is our calculator which we have made. Hope you have liked my explanation. Thank you.